them like individually. Okay.
Get it? It's lit. Oh my god, it's lit.
You didn't go to Crowbar?
Or video.
Of course that one wouldn't go in a straight, so.
Goodbye! How was that, babe?
Just outline the
All right, light number 2, or welcome back everybody. Real quick, I wanted to do this intro for this video because I really want to play around with this yarn, and I know myself, if I don't do the intro now, I'm gonna struggle later when I'm editing and putting the video together. We are doing our Nights Collection garment, and by Nights Collection, I mean Lion Brand yarn. In case you didn't know, they come out with this, I call it a family. Essentially, the last word, Nights, there's a theming behind the yarn whenever they release a yarn in this family. I've been curious to see, and I was actually kind of waiting for them to release more kinds of yarns into this because I think it started with date nights. Oh wait, I should go get a date night. Hold on. Yeah. Sorry, I had to go to my stash to find it. They originally came out with this one, which was date nights. I believe this was the first yarn, and essentially the theming is like shiny. And then I believe they released Moroccan nights, so there's the shiny theming in there again. And then they just released, or before the misty ones, they released this one, sunset yarn, or sunset night. Long story short, this yarn is on sale right now at Joann's. It was really, really good. Like, I could spend less than $10 and I'll have enough to make a garment. You gotta hit up those sales. So whenever that happens, you know, you gotta take advantage of the opportunity. So I decided to get some of this all together. I'm still debating now that I brought it out if I'm gonna combine date nights. I should, right? I should find a way to combine it. Maybe instead of this brown, I'll add the date nights to it. So how about that? That looks good, right? Yeah, I think this is good. So we're gonna do this. I already decided beforehand because I have 2 sets of this. I have this one, which is the purple set, and then I also have the green. So I think for all intents and purposes, I'm going to do my cape with this yarn, or try and create a cape with this yarn, because this is a cake, meaning it has a gradient. Everything else is, this is a solid color, and then this one is just wacky colors transitioning into each other, so you just let that play out as it goes. The homework here is figuring out how to incorporate this gradient into the rest of the wacky yarns. Because it's technically the first time I'm going to be using this kind of yarn for one of my capes. And this is hand-dyed yarn, so everything is different in terms of how many stitches you do. I have 2, excuse the fireworks. I don't know if you can hear them. All of this, like I said, was on sale, so you can get all of this yarn for less than $15. I say less than 10 because technically I used there was a good coupon where it was a 20% off your entire purchase. So not only did I get these on sale, but then I got an additional 20% off the thing. Hit up your Joann's and see what sales they have, because right now they're getting rid of these older ones to make room for the newer ones, which is why I'm making this video as well. So you can actually go to the stores right now, save up, get a good deal to make this of what I'm gonna make, and hopefully it turns out beautiful. Let's go ahead and get started. I'll bring you guys back after I play around with this yarn, and I'll also give you, since the first time I'm using these 2 yarns, I'll actually give you like a mini review somewhere in this video. Quick update, I have completed a cape. I was pretty much swatching portions of each of the yarns, and I ended up just creating a cape. But the thing is, I wanted to bring you in because there's so much yarn left over. I still have this Moroccan cake, or skein. I still have this much left of the cake, and then I still have this much left of date night. I'm gonna create more. So the video challenge has kind of changed as opposed to just swatching this. Now I'm going to see how many outfits can I get out of this whole thing? Because I think I can pretty much make a cowl or a hat. I'm still debating if I kind of want to make a beret, maybe like a cowl. I think that would be really, really nice. Just wanted to bring you guys in also to show this off. Check that out. Here's a little, hopefully you guys can see it. It's supposed to have, I don't know if you guys can see it on camera, but it has a sparkle from here to here is Sunset Nights. And then I mixed it in with Date Nights, which is the brown. And I did a kind of like a stripe effect. And then all of this to the bottom is Moroccan Nights. Now, Date Night does have a shiny strand inside of it, which is a little bit more reflective than Moroccan Nights. You can kind of get this sparkle. It's a little bit more prominent. Not on camera for some reason, but like also at night. Oh my God, this looked really, really nice. When I was just using normal light of the room, it was having a nice reflective moment on there. And I really do enjoy how this yarn is working up and how it's reacting. Oh no, hold on. Snippy, 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 snippy. Where's the snippy, snippy? Nice. Secure. Now, moment of truth. Let's put this on. Ooh, oh my God. Do you see that sparkle? Oh, I can see the sparkle. Ooh, that looks so good. Look at that sparkle, sparkle. Oh my God, you can see the sparkle. So this is my scarf that I ended up making. It's supposed to be double, like infinity scarf. It's an infinity scarf, so you just do that. And then there you go. Tons of texture, blah, blah, blah. Nice blingy, 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 and shiny. You can see all of that shine. Ooh. Okay, wait. So let's go ahead and put all of this together real quick. Give me 1 second. Oh, wow. Guys, that looks so good. I am so happy with how this came out. Ooh. And what I like about these kinds of scarves is if you make it wide enough, you can actually use it as a little headpiece. Okay, wait, so let's take a quick pause. Let's recap what we're doing here. So this was a nights challenge in the sense of the yarn collection Lion brand has, which is Sunset Nights, Date Nights, and Moroccan Nights. And I wanted to challenge myself in creating a garment using all of them together, which was this cape. But as I created this cape and we saw, oh my God, you can see literally all the little pieces shining. Look at that. Oh, that looks so nice. Shiny, shiny, shiny. Then after I created this garment, I had a lot left over, or I had a good amount left over. So I challenged myself to see how much more I could create with it. And I decided to go with an infinity scarf to try and use as much of the yarn as I possibly could. Again, mixing all three of them. So we have Date Nights, which is the brown, Sunset Nights, which is that purple, and Moroccan Nights is that colorful, really multicolorful stripy one at the bottom. And yeah, so it's essentially just one giant circle. I did one long rectangle and then I just closed it up at the end. And yeah, I ended up having enough to create a scarf. So this scarf is, again, a mixture of all three of them. And depending on what you want to see more on top, you can just control it that way. Let's talk about how the yarn worked up and everything like that. So essentially, I have this much left of the Sunset Nights, and I have officially finished the Moroccan Nights and the Date Nights. Like literally all that's left is just a strand of each. And I actually only used one skein of Moroccan Nights. So this is technically the other two because remember, I bought 3 thinking I would need more of this because it's a size 3. And so I technically have 2 of these left over after making this garment. So all of this is just making with one of each. 1 Sunset Nights, 1 Date Nights, and 1 Moroccan Nights. That to me is great value because if you were like me and you bought it all on sale, you literally spent $12 maybe max with taxes and you managed to make a full-fledged infinity scarf and a full adult small cape. Now the cape is all in half double crochets and window panes. I just switched between the yarns to play around with the color. With the scarf, I did my diamond stitch. So I did the diamond stitch here. This is double crochet, wherever you see the brown. And this is just window pane double crochet. So nice and simple stitches. Literally just 3 stitches is this scarf. And I made it nice and wide. It really does help out in terms of body, like how much you're covering with your body. And like I said, if you plan this out really, really well, look at that. Oh, with the Moroccan Nights as in the foreground right here. That looks so good. These colors really do play nice with each other, and I love that. I cannot believe I was able to create all of this with just one of each of these yarns. Like, it's insane. The Moroccan Nights, just to recap, 273 yards. It's 100 grams, a lightweight 3, 98% acrylic, 2% polyester. And this is made in the People's Republic of China. Then we have the Sunset yarn, Sunset Nights, which is a size medium 4, 100 grams, 273 yards again. So they're pretty much all 270 yards, just different sizes. 90% acrylic, 10% polyester, and once again made in the People's Republic of China. Date Nights is 273 yards, another size 4, so it's the same weight as the Sunset Nights, and it is 82% acrylic, 18% polyester, and made in China. Oh, for those who are wondering in terms of itch factor, I will say you can feel every now and then, not all the time. Like if I press it against my skin, you'll be able to feel the little like sparkle stuff that's on there, but you really don't feel it. It doesn't feel itchy to me like on my skin. And as you can see, I'm not like turning red or anything like that. It's all acrylic and polyester. And even for the Date Nights, because the Date Night technically is a little bit more polyester-y, none of it feels itchy to the skin or anything like that. It feels actually pretty nice and pretty soft. And the only thing I would say is if you wear jewelry, and that's just with anything, you really don't want your chain to get caught on the yarn, which will technically happen. And it's already happened with my Date Night, other projects that I made with Date Night. But other than that, it's nice and soft, not too itchy. It doesn't retain that much heat, but it does keep you nice and warm. It's fairly okay here indoors, so I'll do an outdoors check later. But for right now, so far so good. All right, well, hopefully you guys enjoyed that video. Let's do some quick shout outs. Thank you so much to all of the channel memberships. Let's start off with our influencers. Shout out to Ilse, shout out to Karen Miller, and shout out to Blanca Valtierrez. Thank you so much for being a Limon influencer member. And for our inner circle, we have Dina's Homespun Fun. Sorry, I was trying to read the whole name. And then we also have Ola Joe, the Crocheting Sailor, and Cocktails and Crochet with Coco. Thank you so much for being part of the inner circle. And quick shout out to my Limon family members.